All right, let's take a look at this weekly or weekend actually price action here and just kind of evaluate it. And this is the close on Friday at the market shift in the evening. And then here we are Monday opening up here. So this is all the price action that happened through Friday's night into Saturday morning, Saturday into Sunday, and through Sunday evening. And I'm on the 15-minute chart. I'm going to take a look at some of this. And as the market came through, we are bouncing out of this lower area. So we had to start to look at what was going on and where are we going to go through the weekend and into Monday. So the best thing to do is pop out to that 4 hour, and this will be a lot clearer. Now the 4 hour, the 15 goes into the 4 hour, just like the 4 hour goes into the weekly. So after you're getting a big drop, you can see on the 4 hour we lost the 21, just like we talked about on the 15. Then we drove it down, and this happened Monday morning some days ago, and then we drove down throughout the week, and then Friday it gets so tired it has to kind of bounce. There's always a bounce recovery. Now, right now the trend is an overall down on the longer time frame, and the weekly is more of a bearish trend right now. So it's just going to be a bounce back up. That's what we were thinking on Friday. It's just going to be just a recovery, a pullback, if you want to say, to make a higher. So here's your higher high, here's your higher low, which would mean this would continue down and make a lower low off of this. So this is what you'd be looking at, wanting to mark these areas, because these are the two target areas that it would be going after. So it's either going to go after this and make a lower low, or it's going to go after this and make a higher high and shift the direction that we're in. So that's what we're looking at right now. So in order to do that, you can run your fib from the top point down to the low point. And we expect this to retrace back into the 786 to the 618 zone. And what I like to do is put a kind of a buy zone, if you want to call it that, in this area. Because if I can get it up in this area, then this is where I expect it to turn around. So this is what we were looking at. This gives us a better idea of what we could do on the 15. And of course, we're going to be looking at this. If you drew this out ahead of time, you would have already had these levels, because this is Friday's bottom and this is the original high from this drop. So there is levels that it has to take out, because you can see that this is creating bullish divergence, on the 4 hour. And basically what that is just these are higher lows and these are lower lows. So there's a divergence going on here. We also have a head and shoulder starting to form in this. So we would see if this is going to reverse. What we need to see happen here is this to go up and take out these areas. So the left shoulder was right here. So it has to take out this area basically to confirm that it's going to pull back and build the right shoulder. So we know that this area right here has to get taken out and closed above. So you can see that this happened over the weekend. It fired on up. This is through Saturday action. You can see it back tested here on the 4 hour and it's 21, and then we saw it rip all the way up. But yet it did not take out this area. Now, if we start to take out this area, this is a pretty strong move to where we're going to see it keep going and then create a higher and keep running up. Now, that didn't get all the way up there isn't necessarily a good thing or bad thing. It's just right now we're looking at possibly a short pull down to create a right shoulder over here on this 4 hour and somewhere in this area. So now you're starting to wonder, well, where is that area? Well, you can kind of use the same thing, the Fibonacci. This is the top of that area, and this is the bottom of that area. So if we were going to see the pullback, we take this lower to this high, and the pullback is somewhere now in this pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and drag it down, and this would be my area that I'd be looking at for a pullback. I'd expect this to kind of pull back into this area somewhere, and it's the same thing as the 786, the 618. This is kind of your buy area. So we see rejection here. Could see it come down. It may not get all the way down here. It may just get down into bounce somewhere on this support zones. This might be an area of support, which is the 0.5. It may just come down and touch this area and then bounce up. Now let's go into the 15-minute. This will give us some pictures too here. So you can see this, you're in this area, this pocket right now. And based on the current behavior, we do want to watch the stochastics and kind of see how they act. But that's moving forward through today's trade. So I kind of want to stay, through the weekend price action. I just want to show that to help kind of give you an idea of how to look at price action and then look at the week. Now, the weekend, it was mostly flat. So we can see this trading along here through Saturday. And with knowing everything that I was talking about just on the 4 hour, I was talking a little bit about this pullback through here, but when we knew it was going to get up in this pocket up here, you can see I already drew it on here from the 4 hour, you can see on the 15 now. We could have already had all these zones on Saturday, and we could be watching behavior. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because if you know direction, you know where the price wants to get pulled up to, you can look for trade opportunities to get into that. And this price action through here didn't give us a lot of those options, but we could have looked at using the stochastics and using the 5 minute and 1 minute. This would have been a lot of sideways action. This is what you see on a Saturday. But right here on the Sunday morning of open day, it was getting right at the beginning of the day. You can see price action did aggressively drop down and hit its 200. And then we saw stochas bounce out of this area, which is a very strong trade pattern. And you can see how it just moved. So all that slow price action through a Friday, a lot of times this could just be in one day. And then you could have taken that trade and run it up. So this would have been what you've been looking for. You could have entered right here or back, up in this area. Go back and take the lows of the price action here, and then go ahead and run it all the way up, or use the 5 minute, that kind of stuff to get out. So that there wasn't a lot of action through Saturday. Had to get in trades, a lot of volume. Sunday obviously had the volume, and then this price action here, we're watching it go sideways, and which will help build out now into the opening here on Monday morning. We can start watching this to see how this behaves. So we do have, and that's what I showed you right here. We do have this bottoming here to see a pullback on that 4 hour to know if the 4 hour stochas are going to go ahead and roll over here and pull price action back down and build that right shoulder. Right now they're showing failure. We expect the MACD to roll over and that kind of stuff into Monday, and we'll watch that price action with the 15 minute and use that to our advantage. So that's kind of what we're looking for right now. That's how to use the levels, and then that weekend opportunity, just to kind of show you, be careful on weekends, because this is why you do see a lot of sideways action, not a lot of volume, and then you get that move, and you just want to be patient and look for that opportunity and see how the indicators line up, which we've been talking about. So that is the recap. So we'll go ahead and start looking at the week here, and just keep giving you daily updates and looking at price action and just showing you how to read it, and just to help improve your opportunities. Thank you, guys.